Well, hello and welcome to our preview of this weekend's action at Caulfield. It's the countdown to the Melbourne Festival of Racing, a key lead-up meeting here at Caulfield. And great to have Steve Moran back and joining us from Best Bets. How's the Christmas period for you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Sean. Good to see you again, and good to be doing this because it harks the return of all the good horses, of course, and several of them we're going to see at Caulfield. I even wrote in Best Bets, if you've taken a little sabbatical, I think the time might be right this Saturday at Caulfield to get back to the races.
He's happy man, Steve Moran. Of course, Wednesday acceptances now, so field's out a day earlier for you. Lots of time to do the form. Steve's done it for us. He's going to take us through a couple of the listed races and also his best bets for the program. First off, we see the return of Star Witness. He looks a good thing on paper.
Well, he looks a good thing on paper. He's got to contend with the 59, of course, first up, but given that the Guineas is only a month away, you'd imagine that he has to be pretty forward for this return run. Look, I've got no inside information. I'm making that supposition. I suspect I'd probably be right. I think he'd be too good for these horses. We saw him through the spring where he devastated his own age in the Coolmore, took on Black Caviar and Co, of course, and certainly wasn't disgraced. I think he's got a class edge here, and he's clearly the horse to beat. Value runner might be Bull Bars. I think there's an argument to say that the two best runs of his career have been his two first up runs, his first up Saturday. And if we get this touch of forecast rain, the in-form Dusty Star with the residual fitness, the likely leader, and a particular liking for soft ground, Dusty Star would probably come into the equation. But Star Witness, I think he'll probably be too good for them.
The Adams Stakes is the other listed event we're going to have a look at here. Probably a lot of horses being tested here as potential Oakley Plate horses. Who have you settled on?
Real depth in this race. I've settled on Winter King, and I'm quite keen on him. I think he'll win irrespective of the track condition, but if we get a drop of rain, it's just a further bonus to his prospects. Finishing behind Black Caviar, of course, and Whitefriars at his past two runs is a terrific recommendation. Good 1,000-metre horse, especially effective with a touch of give. Has residual fitness as opposed to so many of his rivals, a couple of whom are drawn right off the track. I like him a lot. They put up $8 first up fixed odds. Now, it's interesting too that this is something I think punters are going to have to be mindful of now with these earlier acceptances. What happens on race day of the true market, and it's interesting, we've already seen in the first 24 hours money for Peter Moody's Cool Grinder. The Lee Friedman 2-year-old Atomic has already had support. Winter King, $8 into 7, back to $7.50. I think he's nearly the best bet of the day.
Well, there you go, Winter King. A bit of value around him. Is there anything else we should be considering, particularly for quaddies? You said there's good depth.
There is good depth. I think Broken for Darren Weir might be the other value runner. He'll be the stalker, just sitting off them. There's huge speed here. Crystal Lily, Reward for Effort, drawn out, of course. Solar Charge, drawn out. Sandusky City, drawn in. They're going to go hard, and Winter King will certainly be prominent in that early part of the race too. Broken might be the one who's just stalking them. I can certainly entertain him. Faster Sun, who's building this imposing record. It's a little difficult to know just how good he is at this stage, but speaking of Faster Sun, now he's another horse who's had early support in the first 24 hours of betting.
All right, well, there's a look at our listed features. You mentioned Winter King as your best bet. Your best each way and your roughie. You found horses coming out of the same race.
Yes, I'm putting a lot of eggs in one basket at this meeting. The form around Zorbran, Rubinacci and Wing Charm. They ran 1, 2, 3 at Flemington, of course, at the last meeting. And I've tipped each of them to win on Saturday. I think the best each way is Rubinacci. This is a very even mares lineup. I don't think there's great strength or depth. Her two runs back have been terrific. The slow tempo beat her at Flemington. Very competent, all conditions. And again, we're getting this forecast rain. If it happens, it's an advantage for her. I think she's the best each way, Rubinacci.
And Zorbran?
Zorbran's the best roughie, I think. Terrific win fresh. I first looked at this race and thought, well, my Bentley's probably the one to beat. Probably the classiest 2,000-metre horse in the race, who ran very well second up at Caulfield. Nothing between my Bentley and Zorbran in the Bendigo Cup. Zorbran has a 4-kilo advantage this time. Terrific win fresh. $18 early markets. I think it's the best roughie.
Well, there we go. There's Steve's selections. Of course, you can find all of his selections for this week's meeting in the edition of Best Bets. You'll find it at your nearest news agency. Good luck if you're having a punt on Saturday at Caulfield.